arbitrary, a streamer of no particular significance. How is everyone doing today? And of course it does this again. Wow. Unbelievable. Every time I think I got this shit caught up. Hold on one second. No, let's keep the music going. Hold on, we got this. Let's get this camera back on real quick. It's whenever I want to do something. There we go. What's good? I see somebody in here already. Can't tell quite who yet. But welcome, welcome. Let's get this adjusted over here. I hope nobody had plans on watching the Super Bowl because fuck that, John. Alright. So, for tonight, I actually didn't have too much planned. I wanted to stream a bit earlier tonight, actually. I've been putting it off because I've been trying to get this, just get the layout ready and just tweak some things in the actual stream and whatnot. And it's been taking fucking forever, just to get it set up the way that I wanted to get it. But, so I had this thought about watching the, Monster Hero Sakurai series on game development. I had actually started about half of that before. I didn't realize how quickly he would be uploading things. And I actually want to go over just the entire thing almost as if it's a movie, and just kind of see what stuff I can pick apart out of that, what things I kind of recognize and whatever the case is. I like just going into detail about just the little decisions that go into game development and stuff like that. I never really get too much of a chance to talk about it. And I did not realize how thorough he would be in that. So I'm going to be doing that in a second. And I'll be playing Ty the Tasmanian Tiger on the side. I wanted to play Star Wars Battlefront, like the 2004 one, not the 2017 one or even the sequel. Why? Because I can. And I didn't want to cooperate with Streamlabs at all. It would actually crash the entire fucking thing for no reason. So I'm going to get on that in just a second. Let me just check this message real quick. All right, cool. I need to figure out a playlist to have running in the background so I can just fill in some empty space with the noise. Copyright should be damned, I know. But I think if I do it with just video game music, I should be fine if I do it very, very specifically. All right, let's get right into it. All right, let's see if this is still cooperating. Is this... this should be it. All right, hang tight. We got, boom. Really? Being racist again? I should not have to do all this for that. All right, whatever. We'll do it the unsafe way. At least we have it up. All right. So... let's see, we're on the right video, right? Yeah, all right. So I'm just going to have these running on the side. I'll be playing this game in the top left corner if people know or have questions. You said, what the heck is this Tasmanian Tiger? First of all, hold on. Let me make sure chat is working because it's paused, but I see your message. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger is an old platformer. Basically, you're an Aussie tiger, you throw around boomerangs, and some of them blow up. It's actually really fun. They re-released it on Steam. It was actually a big deal. They got a whole physical re-release and everything. This is not doing what I want. I wish I could, like... not supposed to do that. Hold on. Yeah, nothing showed there. We're fine. I didn't need to go back to the pop-out chat here. And then reset this cache. I swear, every time I want to do something, Streamlabs. It's the story of every streamer, but goddamn, can I get a break, please? What did I do wrong? There we go. What the heck is a Tasmanian? Yeah. No. Also, that question is dumb. It's what it sounds like. It's a tiger from Tasmania. Leave him alone. He's fine. All right. Damn it. There we go. Okay. All right, cool. Let's get this started. That audio is a little loud.
この仕様というカテゴリーではゲーム内に組み込む仕組みの考え方などについて話をしていきます。企画ゲーム設計カテゴリーとの、境界線は曖昧ですが、よりコンピューターと付き合うということを想定した内容だと思ってください。では始めます。ストップ演出、どんどん入れていきましょう。今回の話は割と大事だと思っています。ヒットストップという仕様があります。
First of all, I just want to say the fact that he's explaining all of this shit, like, I just want to say, I talked about, like, I used to fucking play Smash Brothers religiously back in high school. And, like, there was always this really harsh. There was always this really just firm, just line between people who talked about this game and people who talked about this game at, like, in like a really intense way, like to a competitive extent or whatever. And I just love how like the same terminology that was used in this game or other fighting games and stuff like that, like the stuff that we use to describe things from a competitive angle is just the way that it is at the developer's point of view. Like that's probably where a lot of these things pass down, and that makes sense. But I just find it really cool that I actually get to see the same shit that I used to talk about just up on, just explained like this from the actual guy. It's pretty cool.
少しだけ止まっている時間の演出を指します。
Oh, this froze. Holy
これ
shit.
があるのとないのとでは手応えが全然違ってきてしまうので結構大事ですね。スマブラスペシャルにおけるフィニッシュ演出もこの延長線にあるとは言えますが、どちらかというとボスストップに近いでしょうか。ボスストップとは私が勝手に使用上で作った用語ですが、ボスを倒した時に演出として止めるものです。実は
That shit really does make a fucking difference.
カービィ夢の泉の物語からすでに実装しています。ボスを倒した瞬間、
Turn this down a little bit.
フラッシュさせつつ止めていますね。これ十分な手応えを得るために
How's my audio, by the way?
カービィがやられる時も一時停止しています。こんなに大事なヒットストップなのだからジャンルを問わずあちこちにつけていってしまっていいのにと思っています。例えばシューティングゲーム、スクロールスタイルのシューティングをしている時、いつの間にかやられていることが多いです。
Yes, the fuck it is.
と言ってしまうのですが、
Clear and good, thank you.
プレイヤーの感想があれ今の当たったのみたいな感じでは損だった。
There's been a lot of games I've played where like shoot 'em ups like that where I've just completely fucking lost track.
これは弾にぶつかった瞬間に一瞬画面が止まります。止まるだけだから派手とは言わないけれど、時期にめり込む弾などがはっきり見え、しまったという感覚が増します。こういうことはぜひやるべき。実はファンタジーゾーンはディフェンダーという作品の仕様をいろいろ踏襲しています。
The original Defender looked so fucking dope. Like the colors and shit.
この時点で演出とはいえど止めが発生していますね。なんとこれ1980年のゲームです。この当時、北米のゲームではこういった演出が散見されていた気がします。止めに限らず様々な演出が考えられますが、ここで いろんなシューティングゲームにおいてそのまま止め、画面振動、やられ後スローと演出をどんどん足していってみましょう。
Wait, doesn't this John like flash the whole screen? No, it didn't. Okay. That does look really dope though. Like how they would get this shit back in the day. I'm gonna move this over a little bit. There we go. That's what I want. Alright. One down, like 70 of these bitches left to go. Thankfully, we're all very short. I don't even know what I'm combing this for, honest to God. I just feel like I might come across something really useful. But I've also been meaning to catch up on them. I just want to say as a fun fact, the first Kirby game is one that like I've played a shit ton. It was one of the first games I ever fucking played. That game, I don't know what it is, but like even as a child, I could tell that like a lot of the, I didn't think of it as design, but I always felt like it was an exceptionally smooth game. Like I was able to tell like, oh, hey, the obstacles here are like meant for you to be like, hey, do this thing first, then get the other thing. At like the very rudimentary like ABC block star in square hole type shit. Like Sakurai does really fucking good at keeping things simple and like guiding people in the way that he wants them to go. And this was a really good example. But this video is scored really good. I think it was 19. Holy fucking shit. True. Always thought that was so cool. Is this the first game where like you were able to just casually fly as like a movement option? Where the fuck was this level at?
私がゲーム業界に入ろうとしていた頃、あるいは制作中はファミコン末期でした。ファミコンゲームには初期はともかく全体的にかなり難しい作品が多かったです。その背景の一つに決して
I don't know where the fuck I'm going, dude.
容量があります。ログに入るゲームが小さいから難易度などはある程度上げないとすぐにクリアしてしまう。何千円あるいは万円というお金を払うにもかかわらずです。同じ戦闘を何度も遊ばせる RPG などと異なり、アクションゲームは製品寿命の作り方に難がありました。だからといって理不尽な難しさを良しとしていたのでは、ゲーム初心者が入ってこられるきっかけがありません。カービィの役割の一つとしてゲーム初心者をゲームの世界に導くということを考えたわけです。クリアで製品が終わってしまう。例えば
In watching this, so the first time I watched this around, god damn it, hold on, there we go. The first time I watched these videos, at least the first set of them, again I haven't seen them all, but the first time he starts talking about like the how he like is really focused on like making an entry point for new people, that's a philosophy that I've taken issue with before. Like I was a lot younger back when I first started to like feel the effects of that in Sakurai's games, which was Smash. When I was following Smash really closely, specifically between Brawl and Smash 4, I was really pissed the fuck off because I had played Brawl first, and for years I was playing that as if it was like the gold standard, newest game, all the best characters or all the character roster or whatever. And then I find out about Melee. Why would he shut that out for the purpose just for new players? And I feel like the common argument that's gone to is like accessibility, both in just the obtaining a bigger audience aspect and in the people that can't necessarily break their fingers and give themselves fucking arthritis at age 16. He wants to create that kind of dynamic for everybody, which I think is fair, but look at how much you sacrifice in exchange for that. We will never really, well, we will, we're seeing it now, but like it's taken so long to get other games that try to mimic and improve upon the exact same set of mechanics that made Smash Bros. Melee or by extension PM as smooth as they were. And I think this applies to a lot of other games as well. I think that there's a safe way to go about creating this accessibility. I wouldn't mind just creating easier and easier modes and just having them give you more consistent, like, don't pull away rewards from someone that's picking an easy mode. That's dumb. Like Celeste did a really good job of this. It just gives you the button that just says, hey, you don't want to do this hardcore crazy goober shit, that's fine. Just have a ball. And I thought that was really cool. I think more options like that are okay, as opposed to building the entire game from the ground up to be accessible to everybody. Not every game should be that, not accessible, but it shouldn't lose track of its own design philosophy for the sake of appealing to a crowd that can't necessarily play it to that extent. At least not always. I'm sure that might be a bit controversial, but whatever the case is.
初代カービィは比較的簡単だけど、手にした方は何度となく遊んでくれたことと思います。ゲームボーイのアクションゲームの中では手触り感もだいぶ良い方だったと思いますしね。なお、最初からサウンドテストが入っています。ステージ開始タイミングがイントロに合わせてぴったりと合っているようなところとか、クリアダンスなど音楽については当時からこだわりが見られます。結果的に初代星のカービィはカービィシリーズの中でもトップの売り上げです。少なくとも
Really?
初心者用という位置づけで作ったことは非常に良かったのではないかなと思います。以上です。次の企画コンセプトのカテゴリーは星のカービィ夢の泉の物語のお話。作った順にご紹介していきます。
All right, this one doesn't matter. It's fine. I know what frame rates are.
仕組みを考えるときに必要になりそうなことをまとめたいと思います。企画書の書き方などの掲載は別のところにしようかなと思います。
Maybe someone else doesn't. I'll try to review it anyway.
ご存知の方も多いと思われますが、大前提なんて解説します。ゲーム業界で扱われるフレームというのは、大抵の場合は画面を書き換える秒画単位のこと、映写機のフィルムのコマのようなものです。標準的なテレビなどでは秒間60枚の画面書き換えを行います。つまり秒間60フレーム。これがゲームの単位時間として。
Let me check my messages real quick.
距離イコール時間かける速度。時間の単位は物が動く場合には速度や距離の計算に大きな影響を与えますから、このフレームの起きる速度。
I do want to say, this is like a quick little casual note. Whenever people say that like frame rate doesn't matter, like it's usually like hardcore Nintendo fans that are saying this kind of thing, that like, oh hey, a console doesn't have to be powerful, like da 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 da. Like, I used to not try to get involve myself in that conversation because I thought it was dumb. But the more and more I realize that people are saying dumb shit and getting paid for it, so I'm gonna say my take anyway. Fuck it. That's a really fucking dumb thing. Like, it's okay to have games that do not run at these frame rates. That's perfectly fine. It's okay to have games and have hardware that is not up to the standard, but it is not okay to treat it as if that difference does not matter at all. Like, yes, the fuck it does. Even if a game doesn't have to necessarily run at 30 to be optimal. Like, a game starts off being made for 30 FPS and then eventually gets upgraded. So we proved that the first iteration of the game is perfectly viable, fine, playable, perfect. It has got an upgrade later on. Case in point, The Last of Us. The original version on PS3 was 30 FPS. The remaster was 60. That's all fine and good. But, like, don't act like that shit's not a fucking upgrade. Don't act like you don't see that shit. And so many people act like, oh, hey, I can't even notice it. Yes, the fuck you do. There's no way you don't. I promise you, you're wrong. Maybe you just haven't seen it side by side for the first time, and that's fine. Look at it side by side. Watch a YouTube video. It takes 7 seconds to watch. You can see the difference. It's there. It's there. And you can maximize your own experience with any consoles you get or any PC you get if you learn about these things. And you can see why these things matter and appreciate your games a bit more. But nobody wants to do that. I'm just going to throw that hat in the ring there. Ooh, did it show that accurately? I wonder. That'd be easy to clip. Yeah, it looks about right. Here, let me adjust the chat box a little bit. Yeah. So, like, see, he gets it. Even if, like, there are frame stutters, I think that that's fine. Like, if a game is trying to make a certain frame rate but can't because of hardware, so long as it retains a certain minimum, that's okay too. One last thing to that. Don't forget too that there are games that like are choosing a sub 30 or sub 60 frame rate by design choice, like taking PAL and the 50 hertz thing out of the equation. I'm sure there's like Cuphead. Like, I think that game runs at 60, but they had to navigate their art style in a very specific way to make it look good at 60. Original cartoons that were made in like the 30s or whenever were not running at 60 frames per second. They could not possibly manage that. So they had to get creative and make their shit look right under that. That required probably an enormous amount of calculation with that shit. Hold on. I see your message. 1 second. There we go. I think that's Cope. TBH to stutter if... Hold on. There we go. I think that's Cope TBH if a stutter happens. It's at the part that matters 9 out of 10 times. So they're bad in that sense. Yes, no, that's a good point. I was going to say, like, it's not always the parts that matter. Sometimes it's just general, but that would just be kind of worse. So yeah, no, you're kind of right. Here. All right, that looks a bit better. Yeah, no, I think that's agreeable. Yeah, I'll hold that.
対応していてもモニターが対応していなければ意味がないので、ぜひ揃えたいところですね。滑らかぬめぬめで最高です。さて、ここで昔話をしますが、ファミコンやスーパーファミコン、任天堂64あたりを作っていた時、ブラウン管のテレビの企画に NTSC と PAL というのがありました。
Get the idea that attempt matters. Yeah, the attempt very much matters.
これは
If it can run on mid-range gear, that's commendable. Yes, the fuck it can. Yep. Yes, it is. Like, and then we have the issue of some games even being, like, determining whether or not it can even run on the hardware in the first place. Like, for example, I wouldn't have thought that Persona 5 can run on the Switch. I would not have thought that maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I knew it was able to push PS3 level graphics. I did not think it'd be able to do it reasonably with a properly designed port. Same thing goes for Doom and Doom Eternal. So like being able to even try to get some games to run on certain hardware is something important to consider as well. I want this chat to be a little smaller. There we go. No, there we not go. That's it. That's perfect. All right, cool.
ゲームの、ファミコンやスーパーファミコン時代は画面の割り込み回数をそのまま時間の単位にしていました。これはつまりパルに移植すると速度が6分の5に落ちるということです。少しゆっくりした動きの仕上がりになりました。しかし64以降、ポリゴンで処理をするようになると描画だけを遅くし、処理はそのままということもしやすくなりました。つまり駆け引きにはあんまり違和感がなくなると。まとめ、フレームは時間
I should probably put that back. There we go.
60フレーム、これからもしばしば出てくると思われますので覚えておいてください。
Good video. Yeah, I wish more people would watch these things. Like, this series is actually a very fucking valuable thing on YouTube. It's kind of wild. Also, where the fuck is this level at? I've been spending this whole time looking for this thing.
なので他の映像よりも長い時間をとって解説したいと思いますのでご了承ください。私はフリーになった2003年頃からこの話を展開していますから、すでに聞いた方も少なくないかもしれませんが、その時よりは短くまとめます。ゲーム性とは何か。これは
This is the fire tunnel.
言葉ですが、その意味は曖昧でした。これを私は駆け引き、そしてリスクとリターンであると。
Yeah, I can't go in there.
例えばこのゲーム、これはスペースインベーダーです。
This is the part that I want to understand a lot more. How to create this push and pull dynamic. Okay, so it's definitely fucking here.
このゲームを例にリスクとリターンを解説します。インベーダーと砲台は縦にまっすぐビームやミサイルを撃つので、図のような状態にある場合、それぞれの攻撃が当たる可能性はゼロです。これを 状態としてはノーリスク、ノーリターンであると定義します。そして砲台をちょっと右にずらしてインベーダーとの横軸を近づける。砲台がインベーダーに近ければ近いほどインベーダーの弾が砲台に当たる可能性が増えるわけです。なのでリスクは増え、リターンは得られる可能性ができるということになります。さらに近づくともうインベーダーにやられてしまうという距離に到達します。リスクとしてはかなり高まった状態にありますが、ここで初めて敵をやっつけられるというリターンを得ることができるわけです。リスクを冒してリターンを得る、これがゲーム性、そして駆け引きの本質です。なお、攻略という要素にも大きく影響します。駆け引きとは立場が違う言葉で本質は同じ。ゲーム性はリスクを抑えてリターンを得るという楽しさのこと。攻略はリスクを抑えてリターンを得る工夫のこと。システム側とプレイヤー側の違いですね。では引き続きスペースインベーダーを例にとり攻略の話をしてみます。インベーダーがこのように配置されている場合、インベーダーの攻撃範囲はこのようになります。ビームはまっすぐ下に降りていくので、真下が攻撃範囲だということです。統治下の下が安全地帯になっていることにも注目。ところがインベーダーは横に動き続けているので攻撃範囲は斜めになります。ビームが地面に到達するまでの間にインベーダーが横にずれているからこうなるのですが、わかりますか？アップにしてみます。インベーダーが右から左に動くとき、インベーダーの攻撃範囲は図のようになりますが、攻撃範囲に砲台が重なるとき、やられるリスクが生じるというわけです。この場合、インベーダーを右から追うように迎え撃つと、砲台と攻撃範囲が重なる位置は図のようになります。リスクが重なってもインベーダーに対する距離が足りないため、リスクが高いままインベーダーをやっつけることはできません。しかし左から迎え撃つと、砲台と攻撃範囲が重なっている面積は
I always wonder when developers are like, hold on. Really? When developers are like designing shit like this, I wonder if like do they lay down like some kind of like chart or like graph of all of these things, all these little elements, the enemies, the player, etc., and like line them up and like visualize it as like a live moving thing in their head, or do they have to process each grid part of this kind of thing like it's a chessboard or like whatever the grid equivalent of is for the game that they're making? Because whenever I'm trying to imagine situations like this for like something I want to design or like something that I want to just kind of imagine for the sake of looking at it, I can never tell what like situations are best at like a glance. Like I always go back to like the idea of a chessboard, where there are certain positions that are beneficial depending on what situation the pawn you're moving is in or the piece you're moving is in. And I just can't imagine it. Chess is complicated. It's too much. But I do want to kind of get this down pat at some point. I'm going to actually get some water. I'll be right back. Storyboarding and diagrams in general matters so much. It's universal. Yeah, true. Very true. One of the biggest things that actually got me that got me formally into the process of like looking into what it would take for me to start a game is finding there was a long time ago when I went to a museum, there was a video game exhibit in a museum in my city, and there was a copybook of the original Sim City, like a copy of the original journal of the original Sim City game made by Will Wright, I think his name is, or whatever the right name is. And it just showed like all the layouts of all the statistics and what maps would vaguely look like, and it was all scribble scratch. And I used to think that like that kind of I never thought about that part of the background of the process. I thought that games is kind of, well, you gotta be a genius and you gotta you got to be a genius and you got to jump into the computer and know how to code and get all this shit right down right there. It all has to be embedded in the computer, and it doesn't need to be that way. You can kind of get the ideas down on paper as a storyboard first, and things will come later on. The other thing that really inspired me with that was Toby Fox's journal. He posted a couple of pages of his on his like old Tumblrs and shit from back in the day, and you can see like old versions of enemies from Undertale and little just scribbles of like bits of plot from main characters like Sans and Papyrus or whatever. And it was really cool shit to see. I'm glad that there's a way to make these things translate into actual moving games.
そこでビームに当たらなくなることで砲台が持つリスクはいきなり大きく軽減されます。つまり名古屋打ちは最大のリスクと最大のリターンが重なっている状態なのです。一つ間違えれば侵略、でも無敵。これはかなり鋭い仕様だと言えますよね。最高です。ですが、実は名古屋打ちってバグだと思われます。インベーダーが弾を発射する。その時、弾はこの位置から呼びます。そりゃそうですよね。が、よーく観察するとそうではなくて、インベーダーの弾の呼び出し位置は本当はここになってます。結構下から。なので、砲台が再接近していると弾の呼び出し位置が当たり判定の下に出てしまいすれ違うということです。仮にバグであったとしても、この時代にこういう鋭い仕様が入ったというところがまた面白いですね。もう一例だけご紹介しておきます。不朽の名作スーパーマリオブラザーズについて。このゲームには敵を踏んで攻撃に変える楽しみがあります。これはもちろん
Trying to watch me, the game, and play investigations one all at the same time, and it's not working. Honest. Oh wait, you're watching the Super Bowl? It's a Super Bowl Slander stream. Fuck the game. Fuck the Eagles. What's the score right now?
マリオの前に敵がいる場合、敵との距離が遠いとやられる可能性はないですから、相手のリスクは小さい状態です。
Also, I appreciate you just having the stream open. You don't necessarily have to watch. But I appreciate your engagement. 24-20. Damn, that's good. Holy shit. Good as in like it's a back and forth match. No, that's a slim lead, but it sounds dope. Yeah, I think if we win, I think my apartment's gonna fucking explode. Just letting you know. You're my mod. Need to set a precedent if you want to get more mod. I appreciate that. Thank you. But you know, you're my friend first. I don't want. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I don't want you to feel like you're, you know, doing work for me when I can't pay you. Well, you are doing work for me when I can't pay you. Oh, I appreciate it regardless. Yeah, there's a reason why. It's fun. Okay, cool. I'm glad you find it fun. I definitely want to hesitate a bit more with asking you to do that with the Discord though, if you even would, is because that is a different situation. Discord is way harder to moderate, and if this shit does gain traffic like I want it to, I can't ask that of any one person. Oh, that's just too fucking much. These niggas get fucking crazy.
少なくともゲームの面白さを知るのにかなり強力な考え方の一つになり得ると思います。ただ一点だけご注意。ゲーム性や駆け引きというのはゲームの面白さの一つの側面です。そこに該当しない遊びや面白さも内包しているのがゲームですから、これが全てだとは思わないでください。こういった話は近いうちにお話ししておきたいと思います。また、
when a server for 14 has when randoms pop up in all the time, you cannot move the Discord. Okay, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. I'll let you know when it's necessary.
ともあれ、この番組ではゲーム性イコールリスクとリターンであるという前提で進めますので、どうぞよろしくお願いします。
I really hope I don't get DMCA'd for this. Like, I thought about this earlier going in. I'm pretty sure this is fair use. I'm pretty sure it is. And honestly, I think this is not a Nintendo channel. This is Sakurai himself. I think he would appreciate the commentary if he were to see my shit and I try to fucking strike me. But I don't know, man. This shit looks really official. I don't know if this is Nintendo music in the background or not. I'm a little spooked, but I'm gonna keep watching anyway. Fuck it. I'm gonna take the risk. It's okay. I don't see anybody else doing this shit. Should have reaction protection as long as commentary. Generally talking the video, pausing it, making this for me to edit to it. That's it. Okay, cool. That's what I thought. Thank you.
なお、特定のディベロッパーやディレクターなどの作家性に惚れ込んで、そのディベロッパーの仕事をするようになれば、好きなものを作れる可能性はあるかもしれません。ただ、これは極めて狭いもんだと言えますけどね。では、そのディレクターやゲームで
I gotta say how much I appreciate this specific, like, talking to, because I was definitely, I feel like a lot of people that are, like, getting into, like, the early stages of, like, baby game dev or whatever. Like, I'm just now starting to realize, because I've wanted to get into game development for my entire life, on and off, and I'm just now starting to look into, like, what the actual development community looks like from the ground up. Things like what people do at game jams on itch.io, or like local game jams, or like just the whole development process. I'm starting to understand it more, and I'm starting to understand what the common, like, impressions are, or what the common, like, things that people, the phases of becoming a game dev. And I'm realizing, like, yeah, everybody wants to be the Black Toby Fox. It's fine. Just don't think that you're gonna do it without some cooperation. So we'll see. From a content protecting algorithm perspective, generally speaking, pausing the vid, saying, okay, it's blah blah blah. Some of the best stuff I can do. Okay, good. That all right. Good. Thank you. All right. I needed that assurance. Shit, camera. The series will be good for the young. Yes, the fuck it will. I forgot he made that shit.
どんなジャンルを提示されても課題とみなし考えた上で目的に合ったものを作ろうとします。ただこれもまたなるべく楽しむようにするのが一番ですね。私も、自分の作品やゲーム作りをまあまあ楽しんでるのではないかなと思います。発売後も面白く遊べてるし。 ゲームの面白さがなぜ生まれるのかを理解すれば、好みに関係なく幅広い作品を作れるのではないかなと思います。
But I don't want to do that. I want to make my shit.
思いますから、少しずつ糸口を見つけてもらえれば幸いです。しかしそれはさておき、多様なゲームを作る我らに共通することとは、作品を作る最終目的はプレイヤーを楽しませることに他なりません。何においてもそこは見失わないでください。
What if I don't want to do that? What if I want to torture my players?
プレイヤーを楽しませることと思い返す。
What if I want to wake them up to the realities of life and how trash it is? Sometimes. Oh, this one might get spicy.
この雑談カテゴリーでは文字通り雑談をしていきます。それでもゲームに関係することがほとんどですが、肩の力を抜いて聞いてもらえれば幸いです。では始めます。今回はプレイヤーの環境の話。いかにレスポンスに優れたゲームを作ってもどうにもならないことで台無しになることがあります。それは画面の表示に遅延があること。いや、液晶テレビなどを使っている時点で遅延は必ずあるのですが、その大小がありますよね。
Kill the game stream, just file Twitter for the rest of the game stuff. Cool.
スマブラスペシャルを発表した E3 会場にて。
Yeah, let me know if you get any score. If you check for score updates, if you could throw a bit here, I'd appreciate that. スペシャルを試しに触ってみるとかなり遅延が大きい。操作感をすごく損ねていました。すぐに指摘して直してもらいましたけど、設営スタッフが、何人も触っていたであろうにもかかわらず遅延が見過ごされている。撮影環境によるものだったと言えるのですが、これはつまり多くの人にとっては遅延って分かりにくいものであるのだろうと。See, he even points this out. He says that people don't notice the fucking lag. 27-21 equals up. They got a safety in the third quarter. God damn. Oh, yeah. That's a spicy game, man. It's a shame I don't watch football. But yeah, going back to this. He points out that a lot of people just don't notice it. And that's so weird to me. Like, I know I've done this for a minute. But, like, you've got, like... Actually, no. I guess like people that don't play enough, people that don't play a lot, is probably don't have that as a baseline. They probably think that the first time they get exposed to the controller in the game situation, that when they flick the stick for the first time, whatever delay comes out is just the first time. I guess that would be the disconnect there. But if that's the disconnect, then there's a lot of just people need to notice this shit. That's all I'm saying. It's the whole world of quality fucking shit that people are just missing out on because they just don't know. そのタイムラグが大きいとゲームの体験をかなり大きく損ねますから、なるべく改善したいところです。普段から遅延について敏感な人は見送って良いですが、そうでない人に向けて It's like burning weed when you can vape it. したいというポイントを挙げたいと思います。まず、ボタンを押したらすぐに反応するというゲームを選んでください。3D ゲームは向きません。任天堂スイッチオンラインにおけるファミコンソフトなどは良いのではないでしょうか。で、ボタンを押し、ジャンプしてみてください。そのジャンプはボタンを押し Remember whole 7-frame delay debacle with melee and CRTs, literal intentional optimal lag. I don't. Could you remind me of that actually? I don't remember a 7-frame debacle. Intentional optimal. Oh, wait. That's right, because the frame buffer is 6 frames, right? So it was that's why they still play on. Yeah, that's exactly why they still play on CRTs. Game controls on average to a CRT have a 7-frame delay from input to output on screen. Okay. On flat screen, it's like 10. Yup, that's it. Yeah, no, that was a whole thing. That's still a whole thing. I wonder if he has a video on rollback. Might be a bit rollback, too much for an intro series. Requires the knowledge of states and HTTP protocol. I mean, like, to explain it to like that extent, yeah, but I think rollback could be explained in a simple way. Just explain it in the way that one video does, where it's just you punch here and then you get thrown back. Just explain it in that way, not the HTTP protocol. Especially when rollback is about to become standardized anyway. Also, this gameplay should be more active in the top left corner. I'm lagging like a motherfucker because this game is running in 4K and I can't turn it back down, and I don't feel like fucking up the entire stream for this game. So I'm just going to play it as is and deal with it. Chiefs got a touchdown, 28-7. Eagles are dead. God damn. I wish I liked football. I don't. But goddamn if I did, this would be a ass clencher game. Fucking Christ. 12 minutes in fourth. Ooh, shit. One really important thing that I want to stress. Also, hold on, I got an important noise. I need to check that. What's that? Did something crash? Okay, nothing important crashed. We're good. Okay, sorry. So yeah, the way that he's talking about stress in this, I'm trying to learn how to think about that in a, what is that? What happened? Okay. I'm trying to learn how to think about that in a way that is like a very neutral way of using that term. Yeah, stream is still running, thankfully. A very neutral way of using that term. So like he's using stress as in, because when people think that word, like I think there's like connotations that come with it, and that might confuse people into understanding what is meant to be worked around when designing these kinds of things. At least it confused me for a while. When I first was thought about the idea of stress, I thought I have to create the feelings of stress by developing a small complex system first. That's going to create that feeling within a game or within a space or within anything I'm creating. But a stress is just, and it is purely an obstacle. It is just thing that gets in your way. Thing that gets in your way. I need to fucking make a clip of this and throw the fucking Xenoblade theme. The dun 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 dun. I need to do that. Anyway, but it's just an object that is an obstacle, a block, a roadblock. That's it. If my goal is to go to the store and get milk, and I'm walking to the store to get milk, and all of a sudden there's a turtle in front of me, even if that turtle can't harm me, it is in my way. I am now forced to leave my state of peace because I had a plan to engage with the turtle. And I think breaking it down to that very simple element will help people kind of figure out the precise way on how they want to navigate around presenting their own obstacles and things, or even just creating stressful environments in general. Let me check this real fast. Okay, we're good.
まずこれが第一段階。うまくクリアできたら、できればそのストレスをより効果的に解消できる道筋につなげるご褒美を出す。例えば経験値やスキルが手に入れば、強くなることでより強い敵に立ち向かえるとか、お金を得ることで装備を。
Should I make the video bigger? My stream has been kind of fucking itself because I've had to resize the window a bunch, so I'm not sure if this is an optimal size or not for a full screen from a viewer perspective. Actually, I could check myself. I guess that's fine. Video louder might be better. Okay. It is not, the little bracket in the bottom right is not what I want for that space. I was actually going to put a QR code there for the Discord. But for right now, it's that's actually my alert box. So if you subscribe or donate, it'll appear there. I actually want to put like a little sign next to the subscribe button that says, hey, subscribe for a surprise. So that way people will see that if you click the button, you get the little thing. But yeah, we'll see. Here, I'll show it to you real quick.
You what?
多くのアーティストやその志望者が実践的に注意すべきことでもあろうかと思うので、簡単にお話ししていきたいと思います。では始めます。できたグラフィックに対して特に背景アーティストによく言うことがあります。素材を描くのではなく、それに反射する光を描くということ。すべてのものはそこに反射する光を目に入れて認識しています。単純に素材が赤なら赤、青なら青。
Oh, this one blew my fucking mind.
さまざまな要素によって見え方が決まってきます。例えば、一つの木をゲームで作るとき、ポリゴンならば幹は茶色、
This shit right here.
緑色とテクスチャーを描いて貼っていくのですが、それを普通としてはいけません。かなりレンダリング力の高い環境なら後の計算でより深みのある見た目にできるでしょうけれど、大抵の場合はそうではありません。ハードなパフォーマンスの問題もありますし、処理が軽ければ軽いほど
I got a donut. No, that was a test. That was a test. Oh, they're showing you what the space was for.
例えばこの森の絵、
Yeah, this shit right fucking here.
だけではあまり綺麗に見えません。まあこれでもダメではないですが、まず光を意識する。色がついた光が差し込み、軍隊としての明暗を。
This nigga said draw the light first. Like, here, I'll wait till he's finished.
そしてさまざまな要素から色相の落差をもたらす。ある程度の色相のズレは印象をより深くします。光も乱反射するものだし。
That shit right there. Okay, the fact that light scatters had to reflect. Okay, so this is my segue, right? So this video blew my mind when it came to talking about the when you're making an asset in a game, draw the light first, right? So first of all, the fact that taking that into consideration when it comes to like game development, like I knew that artists, like illustrative artists, had to consider light in like everything that they do. I never understood like the full extent to which that goes, like calculating, you know, what these reflections are, what color the light is, how it goes around certain objects, shadows and stuff like that. I never realized how intricate it could get. And then applying it to a game space, you kind of just think about it when you're taught that games are code. You have assets, you have brackets, you have just things that connect, and you give a set of instructions to order things that already exist to move around. But the actual creation of that asset is an artist's job. And when I learned from this that how impactful being able to process those shadows and these light physics are to a certain extent, maybe it's not necessarily calculating the physics of it, but it is recreating like the aesthetic of that effect. It got me thinking about what does the future of game graphics look like the more we can replicate and accurately recreate the effects of light specifically. I think that's where, and that was actually one of the most impressive like segments of the Unreal Engine 5 showcase when that came out maybe 1 or 2 years ago, because it showed like how they don't have to use light boxes anymore. They have procedurally generated light that accurately reflects off of the individual millions of fucking polygons in that cave or in any environment that you develop. And I think that the future of gaming graphics is going to come from that fundamental principle. It's not going to come from more and more polygons or reaching a limit with that. It's not going to come from more just basic processing power. Like and correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone knows this, but it feels like the last 2 generations of graphics cards were like a very, very fast jump. Like we had the NVIDIA 10 series for a couple years. Like we had the 1050 all the way up to 1080 Ti for like a 3 or 4 year span, maybe. And then we got the 2080, and then like the next year we got the 30 series, and now this year we got the 40 series. It just seems like that growth has been is not following that computer rule where like, you know, chips get more powerful every couple years or whatever. I forget exactly what it is, but it's we've seen a rapid increase in general in the capability of computer graphics, and we're reaching a plateau. Like we're just getting to a point where doing it by applying more and more polygons is not going to do the job of getting next gen, whatever next gen means at any given time. We're going to have to take a different angle for that. And I think that light is it. Like if we can better recreate light down to the levels of like, excuse me, I do not know if we'd ever reach this point, but if we could like get to the level where we're able to calculate like individual fucking photons and flat that shit in games and just calculate how those would reflect off individual surfaces, that would be the shit. That would be where we'll get the for real, like realistic graphic era of video games. And I don't think we're hella far off. I think we're still probably really far off from that just because we don't have, well, I don't know what we have and don't, but I think that'd be really cool. Unless what I'm speaking is sci-fi, but I don't think it is.
空気感を出す。単に空気遠近的なポゴをかけるというわけではないのですが、世界の奥行きを感じられるようになってくると思います。日照方向に対し明るくフィルターをかけるなどの手法もありますが、これは素材単体と関係なくなっていくかも。とにかく大事なこと、木を作れと言われたら、ただ木を一つ描けばいいというわけではないのです。作業分担をすることはありえますが、単純に素材だけを表現して終わりにすることはないようにしましょうね。最後のアウトプットは 環境にある光を表現するということです。
Oh, the copy abilities. All right, bet. I want to talk about these. Maybe.
星のカービィ夢の泉の物語はカービィシリーズの2作目にしてコピー能力がついた初めてのカービィです。
I wonder how hard it would be to make a game with copy abilities like Kirby. Just a very simple one.
PC などの備品に差し押さえなどの札を貼られるという貴重な体験をしましたね。本当にあるんだな。そんな折、会社から私へ下った指示はファミコンで星のカービィを作ること。おそらくゲームボーイのベタ移植も想定していたのではないでしょうか。企画開始が1992年ですから、スーパーファミコンが出てからもそれなりに経っている時期です。なのにスーパーファミコンでやらない理由はやはりすぐに作ってすぐに売りたいからでしょう。スーパーファミコンは制作はもちろん開発環境を整えるだけでも時間がかかってしまいます。しかし私は初心者向けという初代カービィが持つコンセプトはスーパーファミコンならまだしもファミコンなら通用しないと思いました。ファミコンはもう市場が熟しきっています。ファミコンから入る初心者はもうほとんどいないであろうと想定されます。そこで重要な課題を立てました。初心者と上級者を同時に遊ばせるにはという、どちらかというと満足させるにはですかね。結果として私はコピー能力というアイデアを考えました。敵を利用するということについてさらに踏み込んでいます。ゲームの細かい動作に不慣れな人は吸い込み吐き出しだけでも、最低限クリアできる。ゲームに慣れている人は
I never thought about that. I always forgot that fucking Christ. I always forgot that Kirby is, or the first Kirby with the copy abilities, was a sequel. And I never thought about the ability to, because again, having played Kirby's Dream Land first, like I've essentially played them in order now that I think about it. I never thought that, I was always confused when playing like the later ones, like on the DS and stuff, as to why the game would let you, I always thought that the fact that it let you have the stars as like a means of fighting the enemy, I always thought that that was like a handicap, just a means of, hey, here's a means to continue to finish the fight, even if it's not as fun as the copy ability, because you got to be able to beat the game if you lose it. But I always wondered why it was stronger. Like, the stars are stupid strong. I remember having a conversation with this an old friend about like the mechanics of Kirby games, and like how if you want to say beat the true arena mode in the later games, you would have to like abuse the star mechanic, which I always thought was weird, how it's supposed to be the weaker power, or at least I thought it would be the weaker power, but in every single game you play, the stars are busted as fuck. And I guess I have my answer. It was the copy abilities are a continuation of the original philosophy of just being able to take your enemy and throw it back, and you're going back to the primitive version that carried the whole original game. So in a way, every game is still Kirby's Dream Land 1. You just got more bells and whistles. I always thought that well, thinking about it now, it's kind of dope.
実際コピー能力を使うとより楽しいところや仕掛け、あるいはテクニックを要するところがありますが、基本的なクリアまでは吸い込み、吐き出しだけでもいけるようになっているはずです。なお、これは当時私が書いた企画書。絵に力が入っていないので時間がなかったんだろうなーなんてことを思わせますが、楽しげではありますよね。そしてコピー能力はカービィのキャラクター性を爆発的に高めます。さまざまな姿や能力を見せるカービィはそれだけで楽しい。新しい敵と会うのも楽しみになるはずです。 敵に個別の意味を持たせられるのはかなり大きいです。もちろん作るのが大変というデメリットはありましたが、作れない範囲ではないなと考えます。
I just heard a noise. I don't know if the Eagles scored or not.
チームに所属したスタッフもめちゃくちゃ頑張ったため、しっかりきっちり完成していると思います。ところで、ゲームボーイとファミコンでは画面のドットの数が違います。カービィは同じドットサイズで構成されていますから、相対的にカービィが画面に対して小さくなっています。ちなみにアスペクト比が違いますから、少し横長にもなりました。画面が広いと飛行がさらに強くなるという現象が出てきます。飛行すれば何でもパスできる傾向が大きくなっていきます。実際飛行を外してしまうことも考えたことがありましたが、結果的にはそれをしていません。まず下にあるインフォボードを割合大きめにしています。縦の大きさを抑えてキャラクターを大きめに見せる。
That animation on the Kirby swing is really fucking smooth. The little shium.
また中ボスによるスクロールロック設定などで補っているところもありますね。これは前作からやりましたが、
especially for its time, like on a fucking NES game, they had like little shit like that. One of my favorite things is just like taking like a little pixelated effect and like turning it into like a smooth like swoop. I don't really know how else to explain that, but whenever you see like it's like some anime shit. It's like seeing like a Kill la Kill style 2 or 3 frames of like black and white flashing, and you see like a sword slice through that in those couple of frames, and then you cut to the next scene after the main girl with the titties just cut somebody in half. Like, being able to see that but in pixelated games is so fucking dope, and nobody does it. Even this fucking simple ass Kirby game accomplishes that in the sword swing. But like the only example I can think of at the top of my head is Undertale, when you're fighting Asgore, and he has the attack where his eyes blink and it goes orange, blue, orange, and then you get even there's an even better one than that. I was playing that one first though, but then he slices the board, he slices the fucking space in the colors of those things. 35 tie 5. Holy fuck! Wow. I know this stream is a SuperBowl Slander stream, but I'm actually kind of mad I'm not watching the fucking game right now. That's actually insane. These niggas is fighting. Holy God. I don't have a stream now. Fuck it. I don't have cable. Fuck that. SuperBowl Slander all the way. But what was I saying? Oh yeah. So yeah, the Undertale / thing, that was cool. But then the other thing was actually there's an example in Deltarune 2 towards the end of chapter 1. I won't spoil that, but that one's pretty cool. All right. Or 2 rather, chapter 2, I think.
ボタンでできるサブゲームを3つ作ったのも夢の泉の特徴です。ボタン1つでもゲームを作れると思っており、これまたゲーム初心者へのサービスとして
I guess that is the noise I heard. 35 Shit. Someone banged upstairs.
入り口をワールドマップに配置し、いらない人はパスできるようにしたというのもポイントですね。強制感がない。そして完成しました。開発は様々なことでストレスが高く、稲戸を痛めたりしましたが、
Oh shit.
できたものは数あるファミコンタイトルの中でも見劣りしないものになったと思います。何よりカービィにコピー能力がついたことは後のキャラクター性や人気に絶大な貢献を
Yes, the fuck it did. It's crazy how much Kirby would not be without that.
そして私個人としてはファミコンのソフトを作れたのは嬉しかった。ラッキーですよ。はい、というわけで
A word? I did not know there.
今年のカービィスーパーデラックスのお話です。
I like how it goes in chronological order too, just of the games he released.
限りませんが、チームで何かを作るにはとにかくアイデアをプレゼンテーションするということが必要です。そうでなかったとしても、制作者が誰かにプレゼンし、ものを伝えるということは大事です。そんな時の
Jalen Hurts on the Eagles has 4 touchdowns. Jesus, yeah, nah, I've heard he's kind of a fucking monster. Not to this extent, though. God damn. You know, I think at this point, either way, win or lose, the city of Philadelphia will not exist by tomorrow morning. But especially if they win.
というわけで、私のプレゼンは以上です。短く伝えたから印象に残るでしょう。プレゼンはスピードです。
Let's take a minute to acknowledge that. That was actually a really fucking smooth video. He did that shit in like under a minute. And like the whole point was that it was about speed. That was dope. Sakurai is a beautiful smartass.
はい、雑談のコーナーです。私自らも日本ゲーム大賞の活動をしておいて、こんなことを言うのもはばかれるのですが、ゲームに対する賞って誰が何の権利で行っているんでしょうね。最初に私の考え方を強調しておきますが、その人が良いと思ったものがナンバーワンです。多くの価値観、
Bullshit. Everybody knows Daddy Sakurai that the best game ever made is Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2. That is all. Mr. Beast is in the ads for that game? That's not okay. Throw him out. Actually, no. Let him raid me first, then throw it out. Why'd it break? Something's broken. Hold on. Alright, that's fine. Let's see if I can adjust this while I'm here. Let's at least reduce that down. That should help. Nope. Okay. Is it buffering? Yes. Okay, good. We're good.
一等賞を決めようということ自体は私はあまり賛成できません。ゲームの良さはそれぞれの方向性です。順位やランクじゃないんです。広がる価値観を一ところにまとめて優劣を競う必要はないよなと。でもそれでもゲームの賞って山ほどありますよね。話題になりやすいですし。なぜあるのかといえば、作った人や支えたファンに喜んでもらうためだと思っています。実際、
Yeah. I'm really glad. I'm just really personally glad, like as a person that grew up with games as like my primary medium, like I did not fuck with movies. I did not fuck with a lot of TV shows. I fucked with games, and being able to get award shows for that, it was really cool. Like I knew they were always around. I just didn't really see them blow up until like Game Awards 2017 or some shit. That was when I first started to notice that they were a thing. I think that's when they started to get like published online more often as well. But it was really cool. It's good shit. Makes me happy.
これは歓迎されるべきことですよね。だからこそゲームに与える賞をレースとして見るべきではないと思います。何かの位置を上げたことで別の何かが下がるというわけではありませんから、ただ喜んでもらうためだけに介在すると考えるのが何よりかな。私本人や私の作品も結構賞をいただきました。どうもありがとうございます。私自身がもらうことはもちろんですが、それに携わったチームが賞されることで、やったことに対して残るものができるのは何よりだと思います。そして私の活動ですが、ゲームデザイナーズ大賞というものの、審査委員長をしておりまして、 個性のある作品を、作ったディレクターから票を集め、独創性をテーマに賞を与えています。これぞ何様だよと言われても仕方がない。ゲームを作る側が評論する側に入ってどうするのと言われても、まあしょうがない。覚悟の上です。
Didn't Mr. Beast do some shit recently that was like sussy wussy? I mean, they all do. Every YouTuber does. Except me. I'm the only perfect one. But I don't know. I thought I heard about something. Or that he bought something weird.
商業と関係なくゲームに大切な独創性をその生みの苦しみを味わったディレクターたちがちゃんと拾い上げる。これは何らかの価値があることと思います。新たな芽を育てるためにも票数で決まるだけではない新たな価値をもたらす賞はあった方が良いのではないかな。基本的にゲームの賞は良いゲームを作った人たちと、そのファンを喜ばせるためのものだということで。
We're only an hour and a half into this stream. I'm actually having a decent amount of fun with this. I'm glad I put this on.
モーションというのはキャラクターなど動きのこと。もちろんスマブラなどでは特に大事な要素です。
He perpetuated the problem that individual acts of kindness don't solve problems. The opposite. Oh yeah, he definitely does that. Yeah, Mr. Beast is I find it really interesting that people don't think about the hold on. He, a guy with money, made a large individual act of kindness, and Twitter got mad about it. Yeah, it's weird. It's fucking weird. It's such a hard thing to call out. I do think that there are like problems with it. Are they his fault? Not really. But I think the fact that someone like Mr. Beast can exist in the first place is something that, like, I'm not going to forget whether or not that's the primary problem or not. I'm not even interested in that. There's no way. That's subjective to fucking everybody. But I think it's really interesting that people don't think about that. People think about the fact that, oh, but he's doing this, or, oh, but he's not doing that, but, oh, the broader system is not doing this. But they don't think specifically about why is he in that position. And like, I guess, I don't know. This is a lot of complex shit that goes in here. So the thing I think it's very important in him specifically doing it because the audience is people that can make those systemic changes, aka young voters. That's a good point. Yeah, that goes into a couple of things. So like with him, I do want to hold him to that standard just because he has a huge fucking audience. Like it or not, these guys are kids. Yes, exactly. They're like, he has a massive audience. His influence is going to be like what impacts these kids over the next 10, 15 years. You're right. It's not that bad. Are you saying it's not that bad that he's setting an example of philanthropy for the kids, or that he's just has the money and he's not like a YouTube pedophile like the rest of the people that kind of went down in the past couple of years? Because there's a couple things here. I'll give you a sec to respond. Both. Yeah. I think that, like, okay, here's the thing. I have no problem with like YouTubers being like the next set of like a celebrity base for people to find inspiration from. I think that's perfectly fine. It's just another medium, and mediums evolve over time. The problem is the fact that YouTube specifically as a medium is a very, at least relatively speaking, is a fairly free platform, right? Like you go on TV or in the movies, and if you are trying to, like, I guess, be something, or just say you're showing an example of success in those mediums, whether it be within the context of the medium. So let's say I am a successful movie or TV actor, or I am just a successful person, I am a rich person, or I am a famous person that happens to be on this thing. In either of those two cases, that perspective is like limited. They can't really express everything that goes into their lifestyle or how they got it, or express all of their actions that they want to take with the platforms that they have through the platforms that they use. Like, for example, God, I don't fucking watch TV. If Scarlett Johansson, right, is a really good philanthropist, like she actually throws money at the right problems in the right places all the time, she couldn't express that in a movie. She would have to use her own platform, her own voice, whatever mediums are available to just Scarlett Johansson and not the broader pictures that she's in. She would have to communicate the fact that, hey, I'm doing those things on there. With YouTube, you don't do that. Your YouTube brand, for the most part, is you. You'd have to go into a lot of effort to manufacture an identity that's separate from you to do that. People do it, but it's like it's harder to separate the character away from the YouTuber. It really is. And I think that what people are getting is that because Mr. Beast is this YouTube philanthropist, I think this is the wrong message that children are getting. Because he's getting that effect on people, people are thinking that this is not necessarily sufficient, like it's not going to solve the broader problems, no, but it's good philanthropy. The fact that he's doing it, the fact that he's showing his success, the fact that he's making these videos that show, hey, I did just help 100 blind or 1,000 blind people. I did just give this Domino's person 15,000 because I can. Like, people think that that's like so impressive, but with someone with that much money to make his entire platform just giving away money, there are targeted ways you can direct that would solve the problem in grander ways. And it's something that I think someone like Mr. Beast has awareness of, or at least access to. And instead, the more content appealing, the better option that appeals better to creating content for him is the one that goes after the individual, is the one that just gets the money to the person with the Domino's hat on. And, there's nothing wrong with that. You can do that as your content. But I don't think that that should be an example that people refer to as good philanthropy. I think, good philanthropy would be like something like ensuring a small fund for a handful of schools in a city, or like a handful of like critical public infrastructure systems within a city. I'm speaking like really broadly on that, but like you can fund certain things that are specific target areas in certain neighborhoods, or like whatever the case is, to target their broader problems instead of helping just one or two individual poor people or at a time, or giving people like a $30,000 shopping spree at Best Buy all of a sudden. Like, again, not bad content. He can do that. I just don't think it is an example of firm and good philanthropy. And the fact is, you're right. There's a lot of influence that he puts out that people are going to bite onto and cling onto for a really long time. And he's not the only one. But that's my take on that. Do I think that's sussy-wussy? No. But I do think that is it's something that we don't talk about.
そのニュアンスを私がモーションデザイナーに伝えるためにどのようにしているのかをお話ししたいと思います。まずモーションリストを書くのは不可欠ですね。文字で全部のモーションが詰まったリストを書きます。
I would pay so much motherfucking money. I would pay so much money to be able to see a raw. I wouldn't pay money. Let me stop lying. But I would love to see like raw animation sheets like this for all the Smash games. Really any fighting game, holy shit. But especially the Smash games, because the animations in Smash especially are just so filled with character.
また、モーションの長さや攻撃発生までの時間も記載します。この段階で駆け引きを感じながらそれなりに適切に。
To say that Mr. Beast directly and majorly profits off Fake's act of philanthropy is a wildly uninformed take when you actually look at his numbers. Is a rare thing he does. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up. Really, all that needs to be done is just get political about it, which no one will do because it hurts the money. Okay. Nah, give me an animation sheet for Skullgirls. That'd be dope. Okay, hold on. Let me touch on that real quick. To say that he directly and majorly profits off fake acts of philanthropy. I'm not saying his acts of philanthropy are fake. They are philanthropy. I'm just saying they're not great philanthropy. I'm not inclined to say it's good, but fuck it. I'll hold the good out. And to say that he directly and majorly profits off of it is wildly uninformed. He doesn't have to do it all the time to directly and majorly profit off of it. He's a massive YouTuber with millions of subscribers. Any amount of attention he gets from one of these videos, even if he did it once a month, is massive fucking influence, first of all. And then what needs to be done is get political about it, which no one will do because there's the money. Yes, that's exactly the point. That is the point that would need to be done for a optimal impact on these issues for someone that is just going to be casually throwing money at these individual problems because they can, and that is not what he chooses to do. And I say chooses to do, and it's like the whole argument of like, it's not your money, get out of his wallet. Fuck it. Like, if you're in that position, you're able to see what influence you have and what extent you can do things. If Mr. Beast is just, I'm not going to say wildly underinformed, but like it's unlikely that once you're talking to other millionaires or billionaires, I don't even know how much the money the dude has, but it's unlikely that when you reach that point of wealth that you're going to misunderstand the amount of impact that you can have in certain circumstances. So yeah, no, I think the fact that he doesn't get political about it, even if he doesn't want to, I think that's a detriment to the broader purposes of philanthropy. Am I saying that he does nothing good? No. I'm just saying that that's not optimal. And yeah, this again, the Skull Sheets Skull Sheets. The Skullgirls animations are fucking nuts though.
次に待機、移動や攻撃など肝となる構図をこれフィギュアによる写真で指定します。フィギュア出す、写真撮る。
Because of my take, the Eagles have lost the bowl. No way. Did that really fucking happen? Oh, shit. Oh, man. Oh, well. Oh, well. Fuck the Eagles. Wait, what was the final score? 8. No way! Oh, shit! Yeah! Damn, man. 38-35. Ain't that some shit? I told you, boys. I told you. Super Bowl slander. If I don't know if my stream caused this loss, but God Almighty, I hope it did. I hope I am the one to have saved not the actual city of Philadelphia, because that's just a mess. But I hope I'm one to have saved the soul of the city of Philadelphia. By proxy, I suppose. Damn shame, though. Glad I'm not invested. And it's not a bad take. Cost him the game. Oh, stay fucking mad. It's not even that bad a take, bro. For his neutral special, he wields a gun. This one might get struck. Well, not struck, but this one might get flagged as copyright. Maybe. Just because it's a Nintendo song and it is fucking Lifelight. We'll see. I'm not that worried. Damn. Eagles got sauced. It shouldn't have brought Mr. Beast to the game. Fuck that nigga. Shouldn't have put him in the ads.
また人型からものすごく離れているものは省略してテキストのみでイメージしてもらうこともあります。ディレクターから出る企画の段階でここまで情報が集まればかなり精度高く作れそうに感じるかもしれませんが、制作の工程においては文字通り序の口です。良いモーションにするためにはいろんな部分を好きなく作ってもらう必要があるため、デザイナーに考えてもらうことは山ほどあります。何より人形は人形です。可動範囲などもゲームのモデルとは段違いですから、実際にはモーションデザイナーには頑張ってもらわなければなりません。何度も監修し、それでもうまくいかないこともあります。そういった場合は諦めることもありますが、
Damn, that John is ugly as shit.
体験になるようにキャラクターが立つように気を配って制作されています。なお、モーションの私からの指示はモーションデザイナー全員で聞いてもらっています。制作ノウハウや注意点を聞くことで鉄を踏まないようにし、経験を高めるようにするためですね。
What's the next one? Okay, I think I'm getting close to the point where I'm caught up. How many of these are left? We're probably at what, the 20th? We're at 15. My stupid ass, my goofy ass, my dummy McDum ass thought I'd be getting through all 70 of these tonight. Probably not. I got a good chunk of these though left in me. I think I'm definitely going to finish the whole playlist as like a part 1 and then edit all these down. So I want to keep as many. I want to keep as many in one VOD as I can, so I can get as much as I can out of it. I want to get some. Will chips like sound weird on the mic? I hope not. We're gonna figure that out. I'm gonna get some chips and some water, and I'll be right back. I want it to be known that I saved this city from its goddamn self. All right. We resume.
ロールプレイングゲームといっても山ほどあるので、かいつまんでゲーム性をガイドしたいと思います。まず、ロールプレイングゲーム系なら危険地帯に踏み入れることは必要だと思います。奥に進めば進むほど敵が強い、そして怖い。だけど、それ以上のリターンを得られる可能性があるので、つい無理をしてしまう。無理して進むか、安全なうちに戻るか。やられると失う戦利品が多くなっていくことも含め、リスクとリターンが成立しています。いつでも安全な場所に帰れたり、リソースを考えなくていいタイプのゲームは、そういったものより少しカジュアル寄りになります。が、ヒリヒリした遊びは体験しにくいかというと、そうではないです。回の戦闘におけるリスク確率を上げるなど、総合バランスを取ればよいです。戦闘については、アクション性のある戦闘の場合、アクションシーンとの兼ね合いを考えた方が良いので、リアルタイムでない戦闘について考えておきます。敵が出てきたとき、その見た目や性質から当たりを取ります。この敵は
I muted them, bitch. At least I thought I did. Could you hear me the whole time? Oh, fuck. I hope not.
相手の弱点を突き、同じ戦略でより良い結果を出すのは攻略でありゲーム性です。ただ、プレイヤーがそこまで
No fucking way.
カジュアルにするにはあんまりやりすぎない方が
Do not fucking gaslight me. Do not make me check.
弱点を突くことで連続攻撃ができるなど、よりメリハリをつけて調整されていることと思います。ゲームのシステム上で弱点をつくことを促されていることなどバランスよくできています。駆け引きに沿ったゲームの仕組みが必要です。
Can you hear me now? You should not be able to hear me right now. Respond if you can hear me right now. What the fuck? Streamlabs is bullshit. Where's my fucking snowball? Holy fuck. Here it is. Oh my god. Go away. Oh, I'm so. Oh, it was defaulted to the. Well, at least I have a clip. At least I have a fucking clip. Oh man. Alright. Fuck you. Resume. I know what to mute now. God damn it.
例えば何か爆発やフラッシュのようなエフェクトを描く。それを色加算で背景に重ねる。すると背景の描写にエフェクトの色が加算され白に近づいている。
Yeah, that's a good point. That's what I usually do. Again, I'm getting the whole setup back. Whoa. Getting the whole setup back. Every little easily accessed button I just don't have anymore.
色加算エフェクトに頼りすぎてはいけません。比較的シンプルな絵でもそれらしく見えるというメリットはありますが、それだけです。全体的にもやっとしすぎてしまい、手応えやメリハリがなくなっていきます。光りすぎ。また、画面が暗いところでないと目立ちません。これを見せたいがためにずっと画面が暗いゲームなどもあり得るかもしれませんが、少し
No, this is a snowball. Pure analog.
おすすめはパリッとしたエフェクトとの併用です。しっかりと書き割っているエフェクトを
I could unplug the cable, but it's kind of unreliable in terms of like when I plug it back in, how long will it take Streamlabs to register it and then reconnect it back where it's supposed to be?
エフェクトはどうしても明るめになりがちなので、より明るい画面でも見え、メリハリをつけられるように暗いものを混ぜるのも効果的です。 これらは本来明るいだけのエフェクトです。エフェクトに限らず、何かをデザインするなら相反するもので引き立てることを考えた方が良い場合が多いです。曲線のみの表現に直線を加えるとか、メリハリをつけていきましょう。アーケードゲーム制作的な考え方ですが、ゲームはプレイした最初の3分でその楽しさが分かるようにしなければなりません。とにかく遊んでみて面白いか面白くないかを判断する。それ以上待たせるようだと諦められてしまいます。まず、各種オンラインショップのプレビューとして並ぶようなゲームのトレーラーについて。最初にストーリーデモなどが入り、パッとゲーム画面を紹介してくれないものが多いから、最初の方を飛ばす癖が私はできました。よくできた CG 映像やオープニングなどは置いておいていい。どんなゲームなのかを知れないと変えようがありません。ゲーム内容にしても、最初にプロローグが入るのとなかなか遊ぶことができないとか、スロースターター。
My babe. This is a quick note. One game that does have like, I guess that gives that displays this principle really well in terms of like having a good opening is Baba Is You. I've been playing that game recently for the past like couple months or so, and I will. Do I just want to cut that in here? Yeah, no, I can't explain that right now. I may talk about that another time. I'm getting kind of tired. Excuse me. Can't talk about that.
つまり、肝心のゲームはどういった感じなのよという疑問をすっきりと解決させるためにも、前置きはともかく早めにゲームにバッと移行するのが良いと思います。もちろん映像が面白かったりすると別の感想を持つ場合もあります。 RPG などに導入部が必要なことだってもちろんあります。だけどとにかく最初にゲームさせてしまう流れにするのがおすすめです。事件が起こり旅立たなければならなくなった時、時系列で後になる部分を冒頭として遊ばせるようにするとか、主人公より前の誰かが戦うように演出するなどしてパッとゲームに入れてしまう。これが望ましいと思いますね。もちろん
That shit's important. Being able to like so far every game that I've played, when you've been able to like at any point, whether it be at some point in the series or some point early in the game or some point later in the game, there is something that really is something that hits really fucking different about being able to play as a character that is not the main protagonist. I think every single time I've been offered that option in the game, I've gotten like chills in my fucking spine. I didn't realize I could do it in Xenoblade until like a couple hours in the game, maybe 6, the very first time I played it. I didn't realize it in there was like an old Sonic game I played, I think Sonic Advance, where it let you play as Knuckles and Amy, and I was like, oh, this is fucking dope. Being able to, when I was a kid, I would like play as like, I'd be the one person that actually wanted to play as Tails as a kid, whenever I would play with my aunt. Or there's one more really big example, or even Ace Attorney, when you can like, I guess spoiler alert, fuck it, but you're able to play as different characters throughout, despite in the first 3 games or in the first 2 games, like you are only exclusively playing as Phoenix, right? Anytime you can switch over is like, even if it's just a change in text boxes, there is something about that change in dynamic that is really, I think, near universally impactful. It's really cool.
システム的なことが分かっているもの、対策、映像演出や物語に突き抜けたものなど、見せたい場所はコントロールされるべきです。映像を見せるようなことは他の映像作品でもできます。何もゲームでなくてよい。だから ゲームでのみ楽しめる部分をまず味わわせるのが何よりでしょう。チュートリアルもいかにも練習ではなくゲーム本編を遊んでいるようにした方がいいですね。これは別の話題にて。UI とはユーザーインターフェースという意味。ゲームでは競技的にメニューだとか画面に出てくる数字など表示系のことを表します。本当はコントローラーだって UI の一部と言えますが、それは置いておいて、この UI カテゴリーではそういった画面表示上の UI 制作にまつわる話をしていきたいと思います。では始めます。正直分かりやすい UI とスタイル性が高い UI は相反するものだと言えるのかもしれません。
That's a really good way to look at that. Having clarity and style as like a ratio.
やっぱり一番分かりやすいのはペルソナシリーズですよね。非常にスタイリッシュな UI 構成。スタイリッシュな UI としてはダントツナンバーワン作品だと思っています。だけど正直正当されているとは言い難いですね。パッと見で分かりにくく面食らうかも。UI っていわば引き出しなので、その引き出しは分かりやすく正当されているのに越したことはないかもしれません。しかし、便利だからといって。
I know it's been said for a bunch of years at this point since like 2017, but the Persona 5 menus are fucking ridiculous. They have no business being as good as they are. I think that and now that I think about it, just going into JRPGs in general for a second, I think a lot of not the hatred of that genre necessarily, but just a lot of the disconnects that people have with it, or like when people just don't think it's a smooth experience or they don't think they're fun. I think a lot of that just comes from boring ass menuing. Like, honest to God, like how many JRPGs do you have where there is just a gray box and just text, and some way to highlight one specific line of text, and you press a button and that is it. You have played the game. Congratulations. I think that like we were seeing two kind of sort of changes with that. We're seeing one where we'll have the stylish aspect that like Persona has, and seeing them introduced to more games like Yakuza 6, for instance. I think it's Yakuza 6, not 7. Or maybe Yakuza 7. I don't know. But and then the other thing too is that like people are starting to play more with the ideas of like, can menus be something more than just an option to select? Like Undertale and Deltarune, the menus are part of the experience. You are operating alongside them as if it is like outside of the game, or like how the actual fight environment of that game is outside of the game. Like there's different things going on. We're seeing more people pay attention to that kind of thing, but just Persona 5 needs to be noted for that for a very fucking long time. They really pushed a limit with that.
ペルソナ5が旧態依然としたメニューで構成されるのは嫌すぎますよね。ゲームによってその引き出し
I may have one more of these, one or two, depending on the next one.
つまり単純に分かりやすければ良い UI、分かりにくければ悪い UI とは言い切れません。それぞれのゲーム内で目的に合わせることが大事ですね。私の作品はサービスしすぎで引き出しや詰めるものが多すぎることがあり、いつでも宿泊しています。ビルド系の作品も多大な荷物整理に迷います。これも UI。思えばマインクラフトにおいては倉庫を作っている人が多いかと思うのですが、これは自分からフォルダを作っているという行為に近いですね。が、それでもそれぞれのメニューで工夫すべきところはあります。視線の誘導、表示の大小、 ウィンドウ化による関連付け、輝度や明度、そして適切なフォントの選択など。
This is the shit I want to learn. How to make these shits look nice.
利便性とスタイル、それぞれで優先すべきところはあれど、正解というのはありませんから、ゲームの内容や世界に合うようにデザインしていきましょう。その上でより親切にできるなら言うことはないです。この UI カテゴリーではそういった話も今後進めていこうと思います。
Giving weight to buttons. Okay, I'll watch that one. I want to decide these one by one moving forward until I'm ready.
例えば
Ready to dip up out of
ボタン
here.
に何らかの重みを感じることはありませんか？私はあります。 PS5 のデュアルセンスコントローラーのようなしっかり演出されたハンディ
I forgot that has that. Has anyone like I have not I have a PS5 controller. I actually have it right here. But I haven't been able to use that feature where like the trigger's actually pushed back on you yet. I don't know if it's going to be in PC games or PlayStation games that are ported to PC, but like I want to know if that's good. Because that actually is part of another trend that I've noticed where that it seems like they're trying to get really intricate with controllers as a means of improving like sensation in games, which I think is cool. I think it's kind of like a red herring kind of thing in terms of immersion. Like I don't. Well, no. Let me shut up. Being able to like do a bow and arrow like that is kind of fucking sick. But I don't know. Like I know that Nintendo did that first with the HD sensor in the Joy-Cons when the Switch first dropped, and then they just didn't fucking use it. And I'm wondering if this is just going to stay a gimmick or a gaming company is actually going to commit to making this a consistent feature. It'd be really cool if they did. But I don't know. And nobody ever talks about it. Everyone always talks about controller feels good. No one talks about like that kind of detail.
同じ物理ボタンであるはずなのに、なぜかゲームの表現や仕様によって感じる軽さ、重さが変わってきてしまうと。アナログスティックやポリゴンによるモーションだと感じにくいかもしれませんが、例えばファミコンの十字ボタンによる操作っていうのはマイキャラの移動仕様によってタッチが大きく異なります。単純に動きが遅いとか速いとかだけでも結構な感じ方の差が出ますが、感性の大きさ、ジャンプの仕様やラグ、フレームレートなどいろいろなものも影響します。同じ物理ボタンであるはずなのに、画面上で動かせるものによってこんなに与える印象の差が出る。これはビデオゲームが持ち得る武器だと考えていますので、ぜひとも敏感に見ていってほしいです。ビデオゲームはコンピューターと人間がつながって遊ぶものです。目と耳でコンピューターからの情報を受け取り、手で自らの情報を与えて遊ぶもの。それぞれ片道通行だと思われがちです。だけど手から得られる触感というのは確かにそこを慎重に見て考えていくと、仕様の組み方なども少し変わってくるかもしれません。スマブラで各ファイターに与えられた移動の緩急や攻撃の隙、モーションの大げささなど
That looks so fucking good.
純粋に対戦の駆け引きを生むこともそうですが、手触りについて様々な検討がなされ
Like the fucking bounce back on Bowser's like face and shit. Like
実は機種を変えるごとに
Fuck.
パッドの仕様が異なるため、いろいろ組み直しをするの
this nigga knows what the fuck he's talking about.
遊び、つまり、パッドの傾斜を認識する最低値なども毎回設定し直しています。
Okay, I think Kirby Superstar is a good one to end on.
星のカービィスーパーデラックスはスーパーファミコンで1900
I am liking this stream. I think I'm definitely going to make a I guess a little series out of this. So I guess I'll do this next time I come on.
夢の泉開発後、スーパーファミコンの開発環境を整えている時代があったため、すぐに全面着手できたわけではありません。私 私の手元にマッキントッシュが配備され、やっと Windows システムのようなものになった頃のお話です。
This is gonna be a fat ass VADA handbrake.
などを使っていました。スーパーデラックスの大きなコンセプトは2つ。2人同時プレイとオムニバスです。まず2人同時プレイからお話ししたいと思います。任天堂の宮本茂さんとお話をしていたとき、カービィで2人同時プレイできへんと言われました。いわくスーパーマリオシリーズでも2人プレイをしたかったのだけど、そのスピードからどうしてもできない。カービィならマリオよりは速度が遅いのでなんとかなるのではないかということでした。無理なんだよおっしゃる。横スクロールアクションゲームでスクロールに引っ張られながらプレイする。エリア固定した画面で戦う。
I fucking hate that shit.
ジャンプで障害を超えるようなタイプのゲームでは成立は難しいです。確かに初代カービィなら、速度はマリオほどではないのでやりやすいかもしれません。しかしカービィにはもうコピー能力がありますので、そのスピードの落差はかなり高く見切れません。むしろマリオよりも難しいかも。拡大縮小があるような、機種だったら別ですけれど。だけど難しいオーダーもちゃんとクリアしなきゃねということで考えたのがヘルパーシステムです。言い換えれば主役と脇役を分けるようにしました。カメラは主役を追い続けます。脇役は平気でカメラ外に出てしまうこともあるし、それを許容できるシステムです。画面外へ飛び出しすぎたキャラクターはスペースジャンプで戻ってきます。同じ重み付けのキャラクターがスクロールを引っ張り合うのではなく、注視すべきキャラクターを決めてしまう。これでいけるのではないかと考えました。そしてこの主役と脇役を
Was that feature in the Subspace Emissary or no? The little teleport whenever a character gets too far off screen if you're playing co-op Subspace Emissary. I don't know if anyone knows that, but I can't really remember it that well. And I want to check on that because that'd actually be a really good feature for something like that again. I don't think there's any other side scrollers that really embrace that as like an option to solve that problem aside from Sakurai's. What was it? So like he was talking about how in Kirby, when like let's say you're doing like a side scroller or a beat 'em up, when Kirby is playing co-op and you're on one end of the screen, I'm trying to get it so I can use the camera. If you're on one end of the screen and Kirby's on the other one, if you move too far off or if Kirby goes too far off, the other person will jump back to Kirby. So that way they don't have equal control over the camera. Kirby does. As a means of keeping people from getting stuck on the same screen. No other game really does that aside from Kirby and I think Smash. I just forget if Smash did in Subspace Emissary or not. Mario Bros. Only force Mario Bros. Has the bubble. It doesn't force it. I think it forces it in like some situations, but not all. I think that shit can kill you if you don't bubble. Almost 100% it can. You have to manual bubble. That's gonna be really funny to see. Yeah, no, I remember I think he said in a Smash 4 presentation that the hardest character to develop across all the games was Kirby, specifically because of all the copy abilities. And like I'm just trying to imagine how much of a headache that would cause every single time a character drops. Like they have to code the interactions between the new character, the new hat, transferring the assets from the ability on the original character over to Kirby, making sure all the interactions of that apply to every other character in the game, make sure that the models look right whenever he picks up an item and has the new hat on, and the animations with that. There's just so much shit, and he has to do that every fucking time. That is nutso.
夢の泉では単純に一つの技だったものが連打や方向入力、時にはコマンド技などで多彩に遊べます。これにより普通の雑魚敵にも耐久力の概念を導入したということですね。昔は基本的に一部を除きほぼ一撃死でしたが、技の強弱が生きるようになったからコピー能力の個性をより引き出せるという、こういった要素も後のカービィシリーズに不可欠になりました。なお同時にカービィ自体の体力も今までの6個という数ではなくアナログ的になっています。もう一つのテーマ、オムニバスです。スーパーデラックスはいくつかのシナリオがコルクボードに貼り付けられ、それぞれ選ぶとテーマ性が異なるゲームが始まるようになっています。パン食い競争のようなレースゲームやシリアスなお話が展開されるゲームがあります。
Kirby music is so fucking good.
オムニバスにした理由はエンディングまで、つまり決着までがやたらと長いゲームはもう厳しいなと思ったからです。この当時はゲームも重厚長大のものが増えていきます。クリアするのにやたらと時間がかかってしまう。それぞれの、シナリオはオムニバスにおいて、短めに決着をつけることを前提に、またそれぞれで異なる遊びのゲームができるようにすることでボリュームが高くても飽きずに遊べるものが提供できる。
That's true. That kept me in the game.
実は最初のシナリオである春風と共にではコピー能力を使えない前提でした。任天堂プロデューサーの要望によってしぶしぶ導入はしたのですが、やっぱりせめて最初の1周ぐらいはコピーなしでできるようにするべきだったかと今も思っています。次のシナリオとの個性がないですしね。ちなみに企画段階では製品版にはないシナリオ、カゲロウの館というものが用意されていました。口を封印されたカービィがコピー能力をアイテムに見立てて
Using evidence. Oh, that's so dope.
スケジュールや容量の都合でカットにしましたが。
Wait, isn't that what they're doing? No, that's not what they're doing. The
開発途中段階から CG による背景制作が導入されました。私個人としてはこれはあんまりうまくいかなかったな。
It would not have. CG back in the 90s was bad.
背景の CG 化などが真面目に取り組まれた時代ではあるのですが、
And they were bad.
時間がかかったり、さまざまな地形の組み合わせが必要なカービィとの相性が悪かったりしています。とはいえ、研究していくことも大事。
No, it's not. Skills are bad. Don't learn them. Stay in your comfort zone, gang.
星のカービィスーパーデラックスは2人プレイとオムニバス、そしてコピー能力の多彩な技や帽子で決定版のような作りになりました。実は私が直接ディレクターをしている横画面アクションのカービィシリーズは初代星のカービィ、星のカービィ夢の泉の物語と本作だけです。
CG in the literal aspect of computer generation, then no, not even close. Not even close as in it was poor quality back then, or which terrain generates. Terrain in what context? Like, do you mean like applying a 2D texture to a 3D space and having that be procedurally generated? Not procedurally, but like just generated easily by just being able to map it out like that, or go back for a second. Okay. Oh, there we go. I mean, like, yeah, with our eye now, it looks like dog water, but in the context of what could be done in games like Mario 64. Oh, yeah, no, in terms of terrain, okay. Yeah, no, that I agree with. That's fine. Yeah, no, I guess thinking about it, I guess being able to have that kind of texture mapping back then was like an upgrade. They didn't really have it. Nobody's like placing block. Yeah. That was, no. That's a good point. That's a good point. I guess I wasn't really thinking about it in like, because when I think of CG, like I exclusively think like what were the early primitive ways of creating these models and how did they have to work around it to compress it for certain games, say like on the SNES versus on the N64. But yeah, no, I think in general practice, you're right. All right, y'all. It is 10:53. I'm getting a bit tired. I thought my goofy, stupid ass thought I'd be able to knock out this whole playlist. I didn't realize so many of them were this long, but I actually really enjoyed this. I think I'm going to do this for the remainder of the playlist as it is right now. There's about 73 videos. I'm about 20 in. Actually, let me see exactly what number I'm at. I'm at 20 on the dot. So the next one is number 21. So do you play Investigate? Yep. You have fun. I have work tomorrow, so I got to go to bed soon. But no, this was chill. I'm going to save this VOD and probably crank some videos out of this guy throughout the next week. I'll actually probably have a lot of videos to work on if I keep this up. But yeah, no, thank you for coming to the stream, Strum Watcher. And thank you, Mags, too, as well. I saw you in there. I'm not sure if you're still there, but appreciate that. If y'all could like the stream and drop a comment on this stuff, I'd really appreciate that. Not to fit the meme, but that's literally how I carry this, and I'm trying to for real push this shit this time, especially on YouTube. Twitch, I was able to get fit like fucking dozens of heads in here casually, just playing fucking Danganronpa, but now I gotta build up my own shit from the ground up, so I need all the engagement I can get, but all in due time. But I'm very excited to see what we have. So thank you all for coming through. I'm gonna go for now. I will be hopefully back definitely Tuesday, if not tomorrow, depending on how much work I got to do when I get home. And I'm going to try and be on here pretty regularly. I don't have a set schedule. I don't plan on keeping one, but hopefully at least 2 or 3 times a week, if not more so. I want to hold myself to that. So thanks y'all for coming through. I'll be working on the stream in the meantime in little ways, and next time I come on, y'all will be made aware. Thank y'all for watching. Peace, love, and blessings.